All right, the season preview continues. We continue with the Southwest Division. First things first, we're going to start off with the Dallas Mavericks. All right, so they finished the season 52-30, fourth in the West. Lost in 5 to Golden State. So key additions, looks like we got JaVale McGee and Christian Wood. What y'all think about them?
Love Christian Wood, man.
Yep.
Love Christian Wood. He's still very what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent, I guess you could say. But I'm
already, bro.
I love C-Dub. C-Dub is amazing.
God is good.
Just C-Dub. Christian. Christian is cool. And JaVale McGee, let's get on. Okay, let's talk about JaVale McGee.
Let's do that.
You know that video of The Rock when he was talking to Coach.
Live TV, let's move on.
Nah, JaVale anywhere, man. JaVale anywhere. I'm with it, bro. Yeah, I love JaVale McGee. So
you love Christian Wood too.
I put a lot of emphasis on that love. It's too much.
All right, come on.
All right, so Brunson. Apparently Brunson has gone to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
That apparently is going to leave a big hole in their lineup.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Christian Wood filling that hole.
You can't even say that naturally. You can't even say that naturally.
Christian is just
Why you slobbering?
Christian has a better Christian Wood, now that Brunson's gone, Christian Wood has a bigger role.
A few moments later.
So Luka. All right. Do you think Luka's an actual viable contender for the MVP next year?
You want to go first?
You got it, bro.
I think Luka is a viable contender for best player in the league.
Okay. In the
In the league.
say less.
Right. He's like I said, contender. That means he's in the conversation. Giannis is that.
You did say he was in top 5, right?
Yep, he's in the top 5. Giannis is the best player in the league.
Facts.
Okay.
But Luka, somebody that's putting up 30 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, that's something you can't ignore when you're having these type of conversations.
For sure.
About who's the best player in the league?
For sure.
You don't want that type of conversation to make us desensitized or like we just overlook it because that's the way it always was. It's kind of like the LeBron thing. Like just because he does it all the time, we should not overlook it and undervalue or underappreciate what he does on a nightly basis.
For sure.
Luka is a phenomenal player. I think the thing that turns people off sometimes is how the Mavericks play their offense. The heavy isolation ball. I think he's going to have to move a little bit further away from that in order for this team to be successful because he has more players on his roster now that he has to set up. Dwight Powell, Wood, JaVale McGee, those guys need to be set up. I don't know how healthy Tim Hardaway Jr. is to be able to come in and get his own shot and put up 20 a game. Dinwiddie is that as well. So he may not have to set up Dinwiddie or Hardaway Jr., but there's other guys on that roster that needs open looks, open shots, pick and roll, throw a lob here and there.
Right.
They rely on him heavily to not just be an ISO player that looks for his own shot. Luka is going to be in the MVP conversation. We'll talk about that a little later once we get to that episode where we break down the awards and stuff like that. But Luka's not just contender for MVP; he's contender for best in the game.
Okay.
Respect. Okay. Moving on to the Rockets. So they finished off the season 20-62. My God. 15th place in the West. So key addition, we got Jabari Smith Jr. Is he going to be able to make any type of impact on a team that is doing this poorly?
I don't know too much about him, so you go ahead, bro.
Jabari Smith is one of the best players in the country coming out of college. Played for Auburn.
Okay. We're
There's
talking
not-
rookie. Like this is
rookie
okay.
season. There's not a lot that he can't do offensively.
Okay.
Question is defensive. He's going to be in the same boat that I think Paolo is, from the standpoint of you're going to want him to do the same things he did in college, from the standpoint of, all right, he's a good shooter. He knows how to get to his spots, raise up fire, be efficient, attack the boards when he has the opportunity. You want him still to be himself, but when he comes into the NBA game, it's a different level of physicality, different speed, different level of IQ. You're gonna have to find out how to do those same things well. That's just speaking for your rookie season. You don't want to come in and try to do too much or get taken out of your game. You don't want to see him turn into just a stretch four or just a shooter. You want him to be able to use his athleticism, things of that nature. So coming into Houston, it's always been my premise that Houston was a very selfish team last season. A lot of young guys looking for their own shot, looking to make the highlight reel, looking to make their own splash, get paid, whatever the case may be. If he's thrown into a mix with, you still have Kenyon Martin Jr., you still have Porter Jr., you still have Jalen Green there. That's a good young core to start with. What they're going to have to focus on is, how do we win games? 20-62 is not a good start.
Not at all.
You need to figure out how to get the tough wins where, okay, last 2 minutes, we're tied or we're within 2 or we're up 2. How do we close the deal on these games?
Right.
When you're able to close those type of games, that's when you see progression year to year to year. But as a player coming into a situation where there's really no expectations, you need to every day make sure you're doing the things well that got you there.
Right.
Okay.
Do you think he's gonna, or he has the greatest potential in actually making a change for the team, or do you think there's somebody else on the squad that actually might step up and make a difference?
I think he's a good change of pace for the team. Because that team last year was very perimeter centric. A lot of the point guards and shooting guards were taking all the shots. He's someone that can play inside and outside, do a little bit of dribble handoff, screen and roll, pick and pop. He's going to be a nice change of pace for their offense.
Excellent.
In order for them to be successful, they have to make sure he's heavily involved in what they're trying to do from a progression standpoint. Same thing with Kenyon Martin Jr. They have to use the inside players, their athleticism to get out and run, get on the break, get some easy baskets, put in some plays where you can get some backdoor cuts or some backdoor lobs, things that not only get them easy baskets but make it fun for them.
Right.
Some of the problems that young players face is, okay, offense is stalling, we're getting blown out, let me just get my own shot. Let me just play ISO ball. If you constantly keep them engaged and make him a critical part, because like I said, he can pick and pop and he can shoot 3 very well. You make him another asset in the offense. You make Kenyon Martin Jr. a lob threat, and KP and then Jalen Green run the pick and roll. They'll be good. They'll be fun.
Right on. Just to be clear, we're talking about Kenyon Martin's son.
Yes, Kenyon Martin Jr.
Dang, it's been a long time since I watched basketball.
Yes.
Oh my
It's been a
gosh.
Missed a lot.
Wow,
It's been a
wow.
minute.
All right, what else we got? The Spurs, my God. See, last time I was paying attention, they were winning the championship, bro. 34-48, no playoffs. Key additions, none. Solid.
Nobody.
Solid. Nobody.
They're rebuilding. They're rebuilding.
So really just not a lot to go with there, huh?
Not a lot. No, they're just trying to find the next guy. They're good at developing players. You just got to figure out with this organization, how long are you going to keep the formula of get young players, we get guys that are willing to listen and buy into how we teach basketball, how we coach, buy into our system, and how do we get them to flourish from there.
Okay. So I guess really the only thing in question is the coach. Is he doing what he needs to be doing? Is that something you think they're going to hang on to him? You think it's an option that he might be getting replaced? Or
I think Pop is one of the greatest coaches in basketball history.
Without question.
But how much longer do you think he'll be there?
Well, question. How long has it been since they had a winning season?
2 years.
Okay, so no,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, 2 years.
Now, like, when it comes to like their their style of basketball, I say. I think people don't understand when it comes to like Tim Duncan and all those days, you know, with that big three that they had with Tony Parker, Ginobili, and stuff like that.
Right. So all of them are gone.
You're gone. Yeah. And it's crazy because like you kind of got, I don't want to say spoiled because they had them for so long, but you're like spoiled with three individuals that didn't mind taking like being disciplined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding the system, like just staying within that, like within their own right. They could have been on any other team and just flourished individually and stuff like that.
In terms of just pure consistency,
yeah,
that's something that I always
So-
expected from them. Was just you already
Right.
knew that they were going to perform
Right.
and execute well. Like it was just
they might not have got the minutes that they might have wanted or something like that, but they all bought it, like bit into the system itself that talk about with Pop all the time. And I think that's now with this generation, it's like, all right, well, we trying to find somebody that has that mentality like a Tim Duncan, like a Tony Parker, like a Ginobili. And it's I think with Pop, it's the ability to relate to these guys now.
Yeah.
In terms of that, you know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of times as people age, as any of us age, it like people change, ideas change, you know, with the younger generation, and it comes a time where it's like I can't talk to them how I talked to the people 20 years ago, 10
For sure.
years ago, and stuff
Right.
like that. So you know, if he can get with that, where he's still trying to figure out how to relate to some degree, then cool. If not, he probably got a couple more years or something like that.
One thing that I think about, the reason he's still coaching is not basketball related.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With his wife passing,
Mm.
I think it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to be alone
That's a fact.
after working so many years, and then also, you know, being married as long as he was.
Mm-hmm.
The loneliness can be frightening,
Mhm.
I would imagine. So that's another thing we have to consider. So maybe a few more years. Maybe he's trying to just keep going as long as he possibly can for maybe that fact.
Right.
I think he's earned the right to still be the coach of the organization as long as he wants to be.
For sure.
respect.
Yeah.
He definitely has put in enough time and achieved enough. I think that regardless of really what I feel like he's able to actually produce with the team,
Mm-hmm.
they keep him for as long as he wants to stay, it seems.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Pelicans. So they finished 36-46, 9th in the West. Lost in 6 first round to Phoenix. Again, we got another team with no key additions.
Nope.
So we're talking about Zion primarily.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that he's got enough to contribute to really make this team pop this year? Or?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm still on the Zion train. Zion, I rock with dude. Been rocking with dude since high school. So like,
You rock with him heavy?
Yeah. Zion, man. I know people done fell off and they were, you know, all the fat jokes and everything like that, man. But look, Zion is, I think, coming back this year. You know, I just want everybody to keep that same energy, man. Look, dude had less games than everybody, and they were like trying their hardest not to make him. To make him Rookie of the Year. That's how productive he was. He had the highest like field goal percentage that year. You know what I mean? For that in that short amount of time and stuff like that. His impact was just second to none. So yeah, I think coming back, you gonna see that bully. He gonna be stronger. He gonna be like, hopefully slightly smaller. And yeah, I'm I'm just waiting on it, man.
That's hilarious because I didn't even realize
Honestly,
he had a weight thing.
I got beef with the Pelicans,
Mm-hmm.
with the front office. You have
Do tell.
Zion Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
You have C.J. McCollum. Why in the world would you not include Brandon Ingram in a deal to get Kevin Durant?
Man,
Let's look at the possibilities of Zion, the best the best inside the painted area. Okay, for far as scoring. Outside of Giannis, he is the best.
Yeah.
At scoring around the rim.
I agree.
CJ McCollum, a bona fide bucket. Okay. And then you add in the mix Kevin Durant. I don't even know why I'm shy at saying this. The greatest scorer in history of basketball. In my opinion, he is the greatest scorer ever.
Okay.
From inside to outside, 3-point shooting, mid-range, he can get the job done. He is the best scorer I've ever seen.
Okay.
Best pure scorer I've ever seen. You don't want that because you don't want to give up Brandon Ingram? Let's think about if you had Zion Williamson and Kevin Durant and CJ McCollum last year. What does that look like? You're not losing to Phoenix in the first round. I don't care who they have.
No, heck, no.
If
no,
I
not.
have those three players, if you ain't the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I'm not losing to your team. That's a fact. I'm not losing.
For real.
That's guaranteed. That's a dub. Easy. Like, I don't understand the logic behind some of these teams saying, I don't want to give up this young asset. Bro, you about to get Kevin Durant.
Right, which is the one they're trying to pattern him off of. You know what I mean?
Is this like the 8th team we've talked about trading for Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Every team has thrown their name in hats, but this team was the closest to getting them.
Really?
They actually said no to giving up the piece
That could have actually secured him.
No, not that. They want him to be him, but they won't trade him for him.
Yeah. Like, why not get the actual copy? You know what I'm saying? Like the actual product. You want the.
That checks out.
Like I just don't. I don't get the logic behind that. I don't understand. You could have been
high hopes
in the championship picture instantly. After you make that deal, you are instantly thrown in the championship picture.
Right.
I don't care what LeBron does in LA. I don't care what Steph does in Golden State. They are the title favorites if they make that deal, and they blew it.
Fair enough.
For now, let's hope they get their act together because I would love to see that.
So I'm gonna take this back to you. You're talking about Zion. You think he can actually stay healthy? What kind of issues has he been having? I mean,
it was the knee trouble.
Okay.
Knees, I think
taking everybody out, huh?
It is, and if for him, it's more of like an impact thing because of the weight. I think. He's. I think him. I mean, you know, being what he was like 285 or something like that, 285, 290.
Wow.
I think him, when I saw him at like 265, 270, he was just, to me, it was prime. Like in terms of impact. If he get to like somewhere around there, I don't think anybody's touching him. Personally.
Respect.
Yeah.
You feel the same, Joshua?
I feel like Zion is a young Shaq. We saw in Orlando.
Oof.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Preach. All right. So last but not least, definitely not least, Memphis Grizzlies. So they finished the season out second in the West, 56-26. Lost in 6 to Golden State Warriors in the semifinals. What y'all got to say about that?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see them come back to the playoffs next year.
Guaranteed.
And make some noise. Yeah, for sure. Ja is Ja, man. Ja done turned up last year, and I was like sitting with my popcorn, just enjoying the movie that is Ja. Seriously. Everybody else, all the other guys, Desmond Bain, everybody else did their part for sure. I think what is my guy name? I need Steven Adams to do a little bit more in terms of rebounding. I think that him and Ja can potentially have the same dynamic as a Steven and Russ. Like potentially.
Okay.
Why the face?
I just thought about something.
What's up?
You said you need Steven Adams to do more as a rebounder.
Yeah.
Meaning he doesn't do enough. So if we take that same logic and apply it to, okay, do you see where I'm going with this? And they were saying that Russ was stat pad. And they said that Steven Adams was letting Russ get all the rebounds.
Yeah, letting, they said, for some reason. I don't know why.
Russ ain't there no more. So who why is he letting everybody get all these rebounds?
Exactly.
So he must not be as good of a rebounder as you thought.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that your best option.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's when you like, you know, when you surrounded by somebody great, they make everybody else look even better. And then when you take that piece out, you know, the real version of you show up.
Mm-hmm.
So last year was like that for me. I was like, okay, the team is rolling, but I'm like, dang, took me out of the matrix. I was like, hold on, why are you not doing what you and Russ was doing? But you and Russ not doing it because Russ not there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to like add little like 2-3 more rebounds, my G. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be.
They don't want to hear that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm with you on it.
But let's look at it like this: as far as the Grizzlies go, as a whole.
Okay.
All right. Without their best player, I believe in 24, 25 games.
Mm-hmm.
They have a better record percentage-wise without John Morant than they do with him.
Mm-hmm.
By that premise, I'm just not impressed by. Okay, how I should put it like this. John Morant is a phenomenal player, phenomenal talent, highlight reel every single time he steps on the floor. But when it comes to winning, I don't know what his impact on winning is yet.
Okay, that's
You know what
fair.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the difference is in the playoffs, big games, whether I have him or not, because his team still performs just the same if he's not there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what his impact is. For example, by comparison, in Miami, when Tyler Hero doesn't play well, Miami struggles. Zion Williamson, when he's not playing, New Orleans struggles. Those are the two guys that he was compared to quite a bit in the same draft class. Those three guys were compared heavily because of the success they had early on.
Right.
So as time goes on, we see, okay, other two, team struggles when they don't play well or don't play at all.
Clearly a contributing factor.
John Morant, they are just the same, if not better.
Specifically, looks like they're better.
It looks like they're better. Now, I'm never going to condone not having your best player is going to make your team better. I never condone that argument. All I'm saying is I don't know what his impact is on winning, especially after just 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he adds to the team because of how well they still play. That's a culture thing. All right, that's what that's when you say, all right, next man up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing from Memphis.
Okay.
So in terms as an individual, I don't know if Ja is that guy. As a team, Memphis is knocking on the door.
For sure. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, with that being said, I think that wraps up the Southwest. Right on to the next.